What's up everyone, John here, and today we're going to be looking at 3 exciting things that Apple just announced and 3 things that were just a little disappointing. So I'm the type of person that likes to hear the bad news first, so let's start with that. The first thing I was disappointed about was the Apple Watch Series 6. Now I'm not going to lie, my next Apple Watch will probably be a Series 6, but I was still a little disappointed to see that it had the same design as the previous 2 models. I get it, the Apple Watch design is iconic. If you see it on someone's wrist, you know what it is, but I still like the idea of a round face for the Apple Watch. Am I the only one that thinks so? Let me know down below in the comments. The introduction of the new sensors intrigued me because I have a background in health and I understand the benefit of having these sensors. But honestly, I was a little bored during the Series 6 presentation. The only thing that kept me watching during the beginning of the presentation was the transitions between speakers. I don't know, it could just be me that wasn't very excited, because besides the Apple Watch adopting a round face, I honestly don't know what I would want out of it. So what I'll say is that from a scientific perspective, I find the introduction of these sensors interesting, but as a consumer, I'm honestly not that excited. The second thing that disappointed me was the 8th gen iPad. The base iPad is just not that exciting to me. Yes, it's Apple's budget option. I usually love budget products, but if I were looking to get an iPad, I would just save up for the iPad Air. The 8th gen iPad already looks and feels outdated thanks to it still having a lightning port, thick bezels because of the home button, and no mounting option for the Apple Pencil. This iPad retails for $329, but if Apple could have made it just a little cheaper at maybe $279 or even $299, it would have been a winner. What I think would have been a better option is to bring back the iPad mini with the newer design of the iPad Air and Pro. Instead of having the old outdated design of the 8th gen iPad designating it as the budget option, I think a smaller iPad would have been better for people who don't need all the bells and whistles that the higher end iPads have. Just want an everyday iPad for light tasks? iPad mini. Want a larger screen and better performance? iPad Air. Want the best of the best in terms of specs and features? iPad Pro. Again, I'm being pretty biased here. I really like the design of the newer iPads and was a huge fan of the iPad mini. But seeing Apple come out with the 8th gen base iPad already looking 5 years old was disappointing. So this one doesn't really count, but the third thing that was disappointing to me was the lack of AirTags. AirTags are supposedly Apple's attempt to compete with Tile, a device that lets you track the location of everyday products like our keys and wallets. Now, I've never owned a Tile, but I like the idea of having a Tile-like device that works seamlessly in the Apple ecosystem. One of my favorite features of the Apple Watch is being able to ping my iPhone easily, and being able to do the same with other objects would be great. Again, this doesn't really count because it's not an official product, but having 3 things I'm disappointed in sounds better than 2. Now that we got the disappointing things out the way, let's take a look at 3 things I'm excited for. The first exciting and surprising thing that Apple announced was Fitness Plus. Because of the pandemic, subscription-based studio home workouts have seen a huge spike in popularity, and the main one you've probably heard of is Peloton. Peloton has a wide range of workouts, but they're mostly known for their bikes, which can be pretty expensive. With Fitness Plus, Apple offers a wide range of workouts that will be constantly updated every week to offer new and exciting challenges with whatever workout equipment you may or may not have. The most exciting part for me is being able to see your stats tracked by the Apple Watch and displayed on your screen in real time. So I've never done a Peloton ride, but from the people I've talked to who own one, it seems like the best part and what gets you hooked is being able to see your stats for a specific ride and how you stack up with people who have taken the same class. This interactivity is what gets people excited, so I think Fitness Plus will be huge for Apple. Now, the second exciting thing that Apple announced is the Apple Watch SE. While the SE line is usually seen as a budget option, I look at it as a no-frills option. It doesn't come with a fancy sensor to measure your blood O2 levels or the nicer looking stainless steel options, but it does everything I think most people would want out of an Apple Watch. All of the new features introduced with the latest Watch OS will work with the SE, and the performance of the watch will be just as good as the Series 6. Again, the biggest feature you'll miss out on are the fancy new sensors, and while it's great to have for health reasons, if it's something you're not interested in, go with the SE model. The last bit of exciting news was the new iPad Airs. They have a new, sleeker design to match the iPad Pro and come in some pretty fun colors. Not only did it get a new design, but it also saw a huge increase in performance thanks to Apple's A14 Bionic. What surprised me was Touch ID being implemented into the top button of the iPad Air. I actually prefer Touch ID, so seeing it still being used in the new iPad Air gives me hope that Apple will bring it back to future iPhones. Also, the move to USB-C was nice, and again gives me hope that the next iPhone will have USB-C. So while yes, there were a few things I was disappointed with, honestly I'm just being nitpicky. Apple did a great job with their September event, and it makes me even more excited for their iPhone event. But what did you think about Apple's presentation? Were you disappointed about the same things I was? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. As always, if you guys liked today's video, be sure to show some love by smashing that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe by clicking right over here. Now, that's it for today's video, so I'll see you in the next one.